Today's AskReddit post. Ladies on Reddit, what was the dumbest thing a guy said after sex? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Me. Gives blowjob. Guy. Did you come babe? Legit made me laugh. Maybe it was a joke. Yeah, that actually sounds funny. I'm gonna steal this for whenever I can get a girl to suckle on my penis. So, never? He didn't say it, but afterwards he grabbed his phone and went on a tracking app and tracked that he had intercourse that day. Fitness isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Fact check. Wow, 450 calories burned. Nice. What kind of intercourse burns 450 calories? I find it hard getting to 4. My boyfriend's brain goes into this weird hyperfocus mode as soon as he comes, so I'll be laying on him catching my breath hoping to continue the fun. And he'll blurt out something like, I ordered some things to put in my yard to attract crows. I hope they like them. I've done a lot of research on attracting and befriending crows, but I wonder if they'd prefer something more like a game or some kind of water feature. My boyfriend does the exact same thing. I'll be laying there and he says to me, have you ever played Halo? It's been my favorite series and I have some major opinions of the designs of the enemies. He literally talked about enemy design for 20 minutes. Lame guess. He hated Halo 4 and 5? I honestly have no idea. I've never played the games, so absolutely none of it stuck in my head. Edit. I just texted him and he said 4 and 5 were a disgrace. Well, you see, the genius of the Covenant grunt is that they are individually pathetic, but they typically come in great numbers and fill out an overall interesting encounter. Their appearance is terrifying yet diminutive to the point of being almost cute. Moreover, when cornered they can react anyway, varying between fleeing in a panic to attempting a kamikaze charge. That's just the most basic enemy in the series and I could keep going for a while. My partner will sometimes slap my ass afterwards and say good game. It always gives me a laugh. Edited to add, I told my boyfriend that this blew up overnight and all he had to say was you're welcome with a poop eating grin. TBH, I do the same. Anytime my ex made me orgasm he got a high five afterward. My GF and I like to say good intercourse team and high five. Me and my wife do this when we've gone to absolute town on each other and pretty much end up huffing and panting exhausted. Just giving each other limp high fives because we're too hot and sweaty to cuddle. It's not often, but it's been feeling more frequent because we haven't been working out much lately. Are you a lesbian? Got asked this from a FWB since I did not come and he thought of himself as a intercourse god, so that was his logical conclusion. Edit. Thank you all for the responses. We were not FWB for long for obvious reasons, and when I got the question I was so flabbergasted and a little bit drunk. I just stuttered a number. I could have used you guys for a clever comeback. My response would have been, well, I am now. I thought only praying mantises killed the males after intercourse. Wow, I love my boyfriend, but he says the dumbest stuff, especially right after intercourse. Highlights include, you feel so dense right now. I've never felt more like there's a man lying on me. I have so many thoughts running through my head right now. I wish I'd learned more yo-yo tricks. And when I told him to stop playing with my nipple, just imagine my finger is a tiny Zamboni. Honestly though, that post-nut clarity comes washing over you and you quickly take a look at your entire life up to that point. It's too much information at once. All of your success and regret comes at you and you suddenly go back to that one time 8 years ago when you tried to impress your friends with a yo-yo and ended up hitting yourself in the head. You really wish you had learned more yo-yo tricks by then, and you realize that your girl would probably have appreciated your sick yo-yo skills too if you had just taken more time to learn them. I know some females may read this and think of it as satire, but I am here to say that the accuracy in this is 1000%. I just wanted to know what it felt like to have intercourse with a virgin. Then he got dressed, left, and never spoke to me again. My first sucked. Edit. Holy duck. Where did you all come from? I woke up to awards, comments, PMs, and so much love and support. I'm utterly floored. Thank you. Whoa. Backstory: younger me was totally convinced of her complete lack of attractive qualities, stupid lack of confidence or understanding of self-worth. We were both in the Navy, and I was 18, still a virgin, and kinda desperate to get over it, and he was 22 and far more worldly than my sheltered stupid ass. He was a guy that I worked with and we flirted constantly. He was really nice and we would talk for hours and hang out every free moment we had. He asked me out and he took me out for dinner at a restaurant in a hotel. I didn't think anything of that. I was very naive. One thing and another, and you all know how it ends. I was pretty devastated at first. I thought he actually liked me, but I got a lot better at spotting bullpoop after that. I was more discerning the next time, and most of my relationships and intercausal encounters have been good or great. I sincerely hope he grew the duck up and figured his poop out. Nothing. He just started playing League of Legends. Hold the ducking phone. You mean to tell me that my man ducked and then went straight to League of Legends without breathing a word to you? Must be a Yasuo player. I bet after he came he flashed the M7 emote too. Baby, what's wrong? Nothing honey, it's just not happening tonight. Queues up. Locks in Yasuo. Finally gets a double kill after feeding all game. Whoaroo their ITers. I mean, that 0/10 Yasuo power spike is not a joke. His window was open during the deed, and when we got done he closed it and said, "I really hope someone heard that." My ex-boyfriend said to me during our first and only intercausal encounter, "Poop my stepdad's home," before he ran to his ensuite bathroom to hide. He left me lying there naked and really pissed. Okay, are we done? I guess he was too afraid to ask whether or not I came, and that was his way of doing it. Well, were you? No, but the phrase "are we done" has a way of ending all desire to continue, so actually yes. Almost feels like he was either a dick or wanted to be dominated. No. Get on your ducking knees and lick this clit until I tell you to stop. That escalated quickly. He told me, with all the sincerity in the world, as some weird compliment, "You would make a great single mother." Why in the name of the ancient duck would he say that? Milk ain't gonna get itself from the corner market. My boyfriend has a quick draw problem, which is honestly fine 80% of the time to me. It bothers him though, and I cannot get the poor guy to stop saying sorry nearly every time. He's attentive in the foreplay, so it's really all good. But stop saying sorry 2 seconds after you nut. Edit. Thanks everyone for the suggestions on using a numbing cream. Reiterating that I'm very content with our intercourse life, and for those who mentioned I judge him, you miss 99% of my comment. Also, I ducking pray that my boyfriend never finds my Reddit account. This sucks. But if you don't finish from pure penetration, there are plenty of opportunities for other methods to make it fulfilling for you. Let him know that it's okay and that you also like this and you should try it before intercourse. I used to really get off to my BF coming really fast. The thought still turns me on even after like 15 years of being exes. Guess I'd be perfect for you. The Olay one pump jump. My first time I said, that was not as good as I thought. Jesus Christ. That definitely haunts them at night. That's the kind of thing that pops into your head 30 years later, causing you to yell "fuck Emmy" and hold your head in shame during your mother's funeral. A guy once said "you're welcome" after he was finished. It was quick and so uneventful I was just completely shocked. Like, thanks dude for ducking me. I just started laughing and I never hooked up with him again. Wait, you ducked Maui? Well, one time after intercourse, while I was laying next to her, I pulled out my phone and sent her a dick pic. She picked up her phone, looked at it, and asked, "Did you just send me a dick pic?" To which I said, "No, that's just good comedy." Dude tried to give me a compliment by saying "you have plumpy pussy lips." Dude did not realize that was borderline weird to say. He started laughing. I had a guy very sweetly tell me "you have such a cute butthole" once, and I had the same reaction. Now whenever I'm feeling down on myself, I pep myself up with a good "oh, you are strong, you are kind, you are important, You have such a cute butthole and it gives me the confidence I need to keep going. The only TED talk I'll ever need. I had intercourse with a guy I dated for a few months and afterwards he said your vagina is smaller than other vaginas I've had intercourse with. I just responded with thanks. I wasn't sure if it was a compliment, criticism, or a mere observation. It's all three. Scrodinger's vagina. Every vagina is Scrodinger's vagina just until you tap it right. Until then they're in a state of superposition. You don't feel like warm apple pie, to which I said, how do you know what apple pie feels like? No answer to that one. I'm really sensing some American Pie fanboy vibes over this dude. I must say I'm disgusted yet really proud. I'm a guy but I have a stupid one I'd like to share. So me and a neighbor were friendly and one night I slept over. We both still had to get up and go to work in the next morning, but when the AM rolled around, we decided to squeeze in one more. Unfortunately for me, the climactic moment arrived right as I heard the sound of a large truck outside the house and the worst possible moment for post-nut clarity popped up. I stopped moving and said to no one in particular, "Poop, I forgot to take the garbage cans out for the trash trucks today. We don't talk anymore." Dude, I'm married and this could totally be a Wednesday morning for us. The worst is when you say something like, "Did you let the dog out or you're picking the kids up tomorrow?" Right, just cause that is likely the only time you have private conversations. I would love for it to be something me and my partner look back on and laugh about, or even nonchalantly thrown out on occasion. Sounds like to me, you and yours have fantastic synergy and hopefully I can get that one day. Not a woman. But here's the dumbest thing I've ever said after intercourse. We were both really horny. She was in a particular mood where she wanted and demanded that we duck really hard. So after about 30 minutes of some non-stop pounding, we both flopped to the bed in exhaustion. After I caught my breath I wanted to make sure she was alright. I asked how she was doing, using a tone that insinuated, "Did I hurt you?" She smiled and said yes. And like an idiot I said, "I thought so. Your vagina is built for tough." Asterisk. There was a brief pause where we both took audit of just how stupid I am. And then she started laughing at me while I cringed and buried my face in the pillow due to embarrassment. She was a gem. I think it was Robin Williams who said God gave men a brain and a penis, and only enough blood to use one at a time. Anyway, I snorted when I read this. So thank you. This totally sums up my husband's pillow talk. I was cuddling a guy after intercourse one time and he told me he was leaking testosterone all over me. OMG. Sounds like he needs a plumber. That he wished I would let him play I Just Had Intercourse by Lonely Island. I did this after losing my virginity. She wasn't impressed. Doesn't matter. Had intercourse. Put a bag on my head. Still counts. Not so much after but during. But the very first time I had intercourse with my ex, we were both virgins at the time. He straight up said, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?" I stayed with him about a year after that, so I guess I was feeling it. What a legend. Damn mad ducking lad. Dumb. And poopty. I guess you can only duck so many people before you realize you still hate yourself. Did you sleep with Bojack Horseman? That horse from Horsin' Around? I don't have the patience to make you come. Excuse me? I just spent 25 minutes or maybe more killing my throat and jaw by trying to get you off with only my mouth because you didn't tell me you didn't have any condoms. And also decided to be too lazy to get some by yourself like the adult you are. And you don't want to even touch me a little? This guy also asked me if I came after he had intercourse with me for 5 minutes, maybe less, without foreplay. It's okay to be bad at intercourse. It's okay to come quickly. But at least show your girl that her pleasure matters too. Damn. Edit. I guess I should add here that I am, of course, no longer with this guy. The relationship was absolutely pitiful, but that kind of stuff looked normal to me because of my previous relationship that I can qualify as worse. I'm with a better man now. No worries. Guys like this are trash. If a guy doesn't take the time to try and make it enjoyable for the other person, then he shouldn't be having intercourse. Woman with light skin tone shrugging. Don't settle, ladies. Exactly, man. Mind if I hit this? And then he pulled out a vape pen he'd hidden under the bed. My bed. Specifically for this reason. I guarantee he had that one stored upstairs for a while. Mayo probably thought now it's time to shine. Hoopsie daisy. After he finished too quickly. Response. My name's not Daisy. WHO's Daisy. I'm a guy. For context. Last week GF spends the night. I am raiding on Destiny 2. She does the stupid drop the towel challenge. Anyway, we go at it instantly. Then after we are done I turned back at the screen and noticed the voice overlay. Then it hit me like a ducking truck. And I say it out loud. I never turned the ducking mic off. Or bailed out of the raid group. She bursted out laughing while I just try to reach for the controller to turn off the Xbox. Edit. Since Avrianan is asking. It was Garden of Salvation. Already own 1000 voices. Anarchy. And Terror. You got the best loot. I assure you. Wire as in Waluigi. I wish I were joking but it was a reference we has seen earlier. Absolute Chad energy. Not dumbest but by far funniest. My husband. Back when we were dating. One night had asked for a handy. I was like sure yeah whatever. I started. And maybe a couple of minutes into it I realized I was set to end up with a mess and no way of cleaning without just running out of the room. I stopped and said be right back. And ran to grab a box of tissues from the living room. We finish and I grab a tissue and clean my hand up and he gives me this stupid look and says guess those tissues really came in handy eh? I still laugh about it. It was dumb and personally I thought hilarious. He was already making dad jokes. It's a good sign though. That's my favorite joke my dad says to me. Hol up. Not after. During. He stopped me while I was performing a nice act for him and he said wait. What was your name again? ETA from a comment down the thread. This was not a stranger. We were in middle school and high school together. Our graduating class was under 100. We had taken a couple college courses together and had worked together on several group projects. The entire thing was absurd. I was less offended and more shocked that he thought that was a good time to ask. It did not ruin the day and I definitely laughed long and hard about it. That's when you say fill in the deepest voice you can muster. I'm a guy, but I remember one time my ex-girlfriend and I were having stoned intercourse and after we finished I was hungry and thinking of ordering a pizza. I wanted to say that the intercourse was good and ask her if she wanted pizza too. But instead of that was great pizza, what came out was, that was great pizza. If you pizza when you should French fry, you still have a good time. Hold up little dude. You've got some crap right there. Years ago I, F, had a roommate best friend, M, who right after intercourse told his girlfriend he thought they shouldn't see each other anymore. I heard a thud and then a scream in a high-pitched squeal. WTF do you mean from across the house? He later told me he was going to tell her but she was in the mood and he didn't want to interrupt her. So he waited until they were finished. I was like dude, no. Why do you eat hummingbirds? You know you're the first to ask. Of course I actually don't. The name just popped into my head when I was signing up. I was wondering if anyone would ever ask that. Understandable. My ex belly laughed incredibly loud for like 30 seconds after we finished the first time. It turned out that climaxing just had that effect on him. It was cute and always made me bring my A game. I wanted to get a big laugh always. Wholesome F. Yeah, it was super sweet. Didn't work out but we remain friends and are both engaged to other people now. Speaking on behalf of an old friend who told me what a guy told her after they ducked. Am I a dad now? They were hidden in public. Hitting up a quickie which was when he blew inside of her 3 times and then delivered his famous last words. Total duck. Edit. He busted once. Sure 3 times. My bad. There is a big difference. When I lost my virginity I cried and the guy just sat there and legit stared at me with a completely unconcerned look on his face while he was eating a giant peppermint stick. He at least offered me some of the peppermint stick. Grinning face with squinting eyes and sweat drop. Edit. I don't know why I cried. He didn't hurt me or anything. It was just emotional. And I cry when movies get too happy sometimes. I'm just emo like that, I guess. LOL. Peppermint stick? Like a candy cane? Be honest. Did my mans have a big white beard? Yep, but one of those really big, thick ones, and it's not shaped like a cane. It's just a straight stick. Grinning face with squinting eyes and sweat drop. There is something very particular with this one. Would you believe me if I said I actually enjoyed spending time with you? Duh. LOL what? Apparently he hadn't connected with anyone like that, not even talking about the intercourse, that year. And this was in October or November. I'm easy to talk to and open to connection. By the end of date 1, the men who are generally closed off but have let their guards down feel like it's a special and rare thing between us. After a whole 3 minutes he had the audacity to ask if I came. No foreplay or anything. Reminds me of Mila Kunis's line in Friends with Benefits. Sex with men. They're like, UNH. UNH. Baby say my name. UNH. I'm done. How was it? Or BoJack Horseman's famous did you get there? You're not even inside me? From a comedian. I slept with this guy and him trying to be witty and cute goes, you are almost beautiful. I responded I was almost going to duck you again. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.